The new servant. 3 days in, the protection fee is 5 units of spirit stones per month. Low-grade spirit stone. Withdraw, withdraw, withdraw.
Hey.
You don't have health bars above your heads. Health bar, useless servant house trash. You don't even have a spiritual root. Level 0 at Iron Sword Sect is worse than a dog. My hand isn't obeying me. Bug detected. Forced takeover. Enemy forced palm takeover. Bug number 001, you said servants are worse than dogs. But your hand is performing a grand salute to a thread of a servant. The thread has only one strand. You all line up. Bug number 002, Model Collision Volume failed to load. Bug number 003, Forced Takeover. Can assign targets? 3 bugs. 3 teleports in 1 day. Forced action.
Assign target.
I tested at the company for 3 years. Only found 1 fatal level bug. Here, 3 appear every morning. I love this world. From now on, you're my guardian spirit and wind protector. Let's call you Byron. A white blade. Starting today, you're my chief testing assistant. Lifetime appointment. Food and lodging included. Do well and you'll get extra spirit stone powder with your meal. You're the first to make an inner disciple catch Byron barehanded. This achievement is better than my previous life's annual Best Tester award. The trophy is special too. That one is plastic. You're alive. SIA level testing tool. And you don't even need a salary. 3 bugs recorded and ready for testing. Countless levels of servants. I suggest you stay in the servant house. Most bugs are in the servant house. Note, that blade of grass is truly spiritual. Might become sentient. You can move. My chief test subject has self-awareness. I'll run a test on you tomorrow. First, reaction speed. Then, learning ability. Finally, let's see if you can pull my blanket over me. Good night. Overnight, you moved homes. A blade of grass has no hands. No tools. Completed self-transplantation. This operation, if included in the test report, the title should be the test subject. Demonstrated self-migration abilities beyond humans. The door frame is also wood. Wood is a relative of grass. All right, it's your turf. You call the shots. Last night, 3 inner disciples came to collect the protection fee. They said you used demon arts. It's not demon arts. It's a bug their techniques failed on me. It's not my fault. Their techniques code wasn't written right. What's code? Just forget it. Pretend they saw a ghost. The mastermind is Byron. I didn't twist your hand. The grass made you drink. You can't even beat the blade of grass on my collar. 300 years ago, Iron Sword Sect had a servant. Surname Shen, same as you. Techniques didn't work on him. Any spiritual attack automatically deflected when it hit him. Back then, the sect leader suggested keeping him. The suggestion is still in the old files. But none of the sect leaders adopted it. Because he was a servant. Servant suggestions aren't considered suggestions. You can pass through models too. Even I don't know when it'll trigger. You're able to replicate it reliably in one try. By Ren, student. Chief Testing Assistant. First day independently replicating PO level bug. In my past life as testing director, I'd hang your photo on the office wall. You owe me tuition. For every bug you learn, 1 leaf. You have 7 leaves now. Oh, wait. 1 broke. 6.5 you still owe. Did you lick my fingers last night while I slept? Your root is still in the doorframe. From now on, you'll be half on the tree, half following me. 300 years ago, that Shen. Same surname as the Shen in front of me. Same constitution. The difference is that Shen didn't have grass. New bug finding method. Buy Ren copy skills automatically when touching speed. Suggest locking the door when you sleep. Not to keep people out, it's to keep grass out. By Ren, student. Your clone is drawing. That circle looks like a header for a test word. If another line of words grows next to it by morning, I'll grade you S level. A level means you can trigger bugs. S level means you can write documentation. Good night, grass. No interview needed. But the grass's host needs to sleep. Iron Sword Sec's Fall Sec competition every year. According to the rules. By rule, every hall must send a representative. Servant house is technically a hall, but only Shen Mo is a servant there. You're the only movable one in the servant house. If you skip, the servant house forfeits. Lose 3 generations of brown rice. Just stand on the stage for the duration of 1 incense stick. No fighting required. How do you stand for an incense stick without fighting? You're the first to ask this question. Last year, old Zhang went up 5 lines and lay down. Year before, those 2 masters. Neither thought of this question. You asked, so you go. A servant without a spiritual root versus senior brother Zhang. One looks like he came for a martial arts match. The other looks like he came to sweep the floor. Baron, how many bugs do you think we'll find today? I bet at least 2. The audience is full of untested technique live test subjects. Zhou Min's eyes pattern lit up. Senior brother Zhang is taking a servant disciple seriously. Intersect disciples. On the arena stage, I gave a deep bow and New Year's greeting to a servant disciple. Is that blade of grass the same one that was in front of the servant quarters yesterday? That's the one. Steward's son also got sandwiched yesterday. Attention! Pause. Repair the stone pillar first. It'll take 3 days to repair the stone. 3 days later, will he still be standing there yawning on stage? I'm done. What exactly is your technique? It's not a technique. It's a bug. Your sword energy can't hit me. It's not because you're not strong enough. It's because my collision earth attribute failed to load. A sword must hit something to do damage. My hand has a collision volume. Your sword hits my hand. The sword stops and the hand breaks. That's the normal process. But sometimes my hand has no collision volume. It doesn't fail every time. Tested 3 times so far. All 3 worked. Failure rate, 100%. You're fighting against someone who doesn't exist. And then you lost. You lost to a blade of grass. According to Article 7, Section 3 of the tournament rules, if one side cannot mount an effective attack for more than 45 minutes, it's deemed unable to attack, and the one who can't attack loses. The servant wins. How does it feel having the top inner sect disciple clamp you for half a day? Alright, I'll use a new tactic tomorrow. Today was forced substitution stacked with phasing. Tomorrow I'll test a counter strategy. If you can consistently reproduce this bug, you'll be the first in the 3 realms to have Yuanyin catch a blade with bare hands. Tested the Godslayer engine for phasing with full force. Verified 3 times. Failure rate, 100%. It's advised not to let the host participate in any competition requiring collision detection. He won't lose, because he doesn't exist. Let your opponent know ahead of time that they're fighting air. It's better for your opponent's mental health. This system is not responsible for psychological trauma compensation. Note: detected unknown law change. High similarity with the iron sword personally erased by Turtle Yuanzi 300 years ago, and the servant file in the sect. It's recommended the host not leave for now. Iron Sword Sect. Your techniques aren't so flawed that they're useless. They just have bugs. Having bugs doesn't mean they're trash. It means they can be updated. I can't beat any of you. I don't even have a spiritual root. I just can't be hit. You can be hit. So you're stronger than me. But there are mistakes in the things you hit. Find it, and you'll be even stronger than now. He helps me find bugs. You can find them yourselves too. You don't need the grass. You just need the will. Flip back to page 1. Iron Sword Sect Head Chin, late core formation stage. Has led the sect for 40 years, watching as the sect went from third to last to rock bottom. Last month, a servant broke his leg. This month, a new servant actually had the top inner sect disciple forcefully lose to a blade of grass. He firmly believes it's not just bad luck, but because the servant quarters provoked something evil. So sect leader Chin personally climbed MT Tianheng to request an audience with Wind Orchid Patriarch of the mid-nascent soul stage. This rogue cultivator's power survived 800 years just by identifying flaws in others' techniques. Our sect just got a new servant, suspected not to be human. We request your expertise, Senior, for verification. Not a demon clan hybrid. A demon race clone. He made the top inner sect disciple drop his sword. When did his hand do that on its own? It grabbed a blade of grass. I'll go take a look. You don't have a spiritual root. Yeah, I'm a bug. I'm so alive I can clip through walls. I can inherit and read for real. Senior, you're a nascent soul patriarch, right? What a coincidence. Can I borrow your cultivation techniques for a look? I'll help you find bugs for free. No charge, just provide meals. Your body isn't physical. It's not that you don't have one. It's just sometimes you don't. It depends on the acoustics. Got you. And then? This servant isn't kept because he's strong. It's because he's a test case. To test if cultivation techniques have bugs. Don't kill him. Don't kick him out. Let him stay in the servant's quarters. Every sect should have someone like this. It's not the elder reading in the scripture hall. It's the servant reading by the kitchen stove. Elders read books to uphold orthodoxy. Servants read books to find faults. Orthodoxy needs to be maintained. And faults need to be found. Only by finding faults does orthodoxy see where it goes wrong. Senior, you say I'm a test case. But I don't even have a test environment. This servant hut only has a broken pot, 2 sticks of wood, and a single blade of grass. Still able to test a nascent soul level bug. Not enough hardware. We'll make up for it with software. This book is my entire record of 1,200 years of technique identification. 1 bug per page. Help me review it and check for your grass too. The grass is faster than me. You got the very first character on your first page wrong. You added an extra stroke? How did you even see that? Basic skills of a tester. Check the first page first. The baseline is crooked. Everything after is off. You spent nearly 2,000 years finding countless bugs. But they're all based on the first wrong character as a reference. It's a matryoshka, a bugs hiding within bugs. That's so cool. Starting today, I'll come once a month. Bring cultivation books from other sects for him to check. No snacks for appraisal fee. New bug discovery method. There's a logical error in the cultivation technique itself. Host points it out and triggers an automatic fix. Typo on page 1 of Fingland's appraisal record caused the entire Deer Spirit circuit baseline to drift by 3,200% years. Nobody noticed, because no one checked the first page. Testers don't look at cultivation level. They only check the first line. Baron blocked the pot with a root. The pot won't crack further for now. You circled 3 errors yesterday. After fixing them, my nascent soul cultivation regressed by 1/10. Because you practiced the wrong way for 1,200 years? The error became muscle memory. Doing it right was actually weaker than doing it wrong. You're not weak. You just need to start from scratch. What are you stepping on? Air. Your air has no reaction force. Mine does. You're stepping on my sword marks. Your sword marks have collision volume. The faster you fly, the more steps I have. I suggest you fly a few more rounds. The denser the sword trails, the higher I can jump. You predicted my teleportation. It wasn't prediction. It was a poison needle. I won't chase anymore. You're stepping on air. I'm chasing the person. I can't win. Not even nascent soul cultivators are exceptions. Bugs don't care about your cultivation level. They only care if you're an enemy. 17 typos. 12 spirit power circuits drawn in reverse. 6 breathing rhythms offbeat. All of them marked. When did you do that? While you were chasing me. Flipping the book with my left hand. Circling errors with my right hand. Stepping on your sword energy as a bonus. Your sword trails were way too regular. Trajectory update frequency, once every half breath. I got it. You gave me the steps so precisely. Thanks. Tester Shenmo. Today you helped the nascent soul patriarch find 17 mistakes. It took him 3 days to catch up with you. It's not that he's slow. It's because you stepped on his 1,200 years of practiced mistakes. People doing it right run slower. People doing it wrong for 1,200 years are faster than those doing it right. Now he knows he was wrong. Because he's afraid that after cultivating he'll turn out like you, stepping on air and jumping on poison tips. As a tester, he's afraid not because you're helping him find mistakes, but because you're showing him that even when you're wrong, you can run really fast. You handled a few teleportation trigger decisions today. Missed them because the teleportations were too fast. A single needle was too short. A white person needs at least half a breath to trigger the bug. Teleportation isn't an attack. It's movement without hostility. You don't need to respond to your bug. If he's not hostile, you don't have to block. Cultivation techniques don't work on him. Use stones. Stones are physical. Have the workers move the stones. Send orders to the back mountain. The quarry needs movers. Move as many as you can, no limit. The limit is in the requirements document. It's called unlimited stress testing. I'm looking for the limit. If I can't find it, the test isn't finished. When is it considered done? When all the stones are moved. Or when the mountain's shorter. Just kidding. Let's go, you guys want to see the limit. I want to see it too. Stamina bar at 99.99. Consumes 2 cups. Sec leader. He's roasting fish by the roadside, using stone as a backrest. Even carved words on it. Test day load, 3,000 jin. No stamina consumption. Stamina bar at 99.99%. Stubbornly always suggests bigger stones next time. Don't drop things randomly. If you drop, I'll have to stop. If I stop, they'll think I can't move it. Iron Sword sex workers carry 15,000 jin. What kind of worker are you? Big something you guys can't move. I'll move it. The condition is I get a fragment for each or chunk. The more broken, the better. Fine enough to be like flour. Deal. Drink some water. I'll give you double the fragments. Baron, you've evolved into Iron Leaf form. Hardness increased. Toughness increased. Can even absorb or powder autonomously? You're no longer just grass. You're a walking metallurgy factory senior tier combat grass.
Hey,
Baron, you've been written into Wunfa-Sec's official intelligence report. You're the first in the 3 realms. Grass marked in red pen by a nascent soul-level scout. You're grass, not something I raised. You raised yourself. You are an immortal. No, you're a bug. As long as I don't move forward, the system won't count me as falling. This is called terrain glitching. Have you played games? Nope. Then you don't get it. But all you need to know is, I just discovered a world-level underlying mechanism. No one found it in 30,000 years. It's not about cultivation level. It's about standing there and not moving forward. If you walk forward, the world pushes you down. If you don't walk, the world can't do anything. Bug glitching, standing at the fourth edge, never falling. Invincible brick lasts indefinitely. Recommend not staying at the edge too long. Cliffs get anxious. Step half a step forward, but not totally. Why does walking forward make you fall or not? It's because you didn't walk. If you want me to fall, you go down yourself. The cliff has already given up on making him fall. Cliffs have pride too. It's suggested to give the cliff some face. Day 8. Wrap up. Edge test completed. Conclusion. This world has edge protection. It's not a bug, it's underlying code. Scar Master, first generation sect leader. After he finished carving,
He scratched his name off the technique book for 30,000 years.
Baron is the first living being to touch this scar. $30,000 years. No, that's not right. The oxide layer thickness of iron powder is much older than the cliff face's weathered layer. This number was mischanged by many generations of sect leaders. Estimate of the real years. The entrance to the mineral vein we found on the other side of the cliff. The exit is actually right in the backyard of the servant quarters. There's only one servant. Don't alert him, go around. Oh, you guys. Dig the tunnel. Move aside, servant. Damn, there are even purple imps in the cultivation world. This is just too ridiculous. Demonic technique. It's not demonic technique. It's a bug? I didn't break the hand. I told you to catch it earlier. How dare you? Yeah. You're that bug from Iron Sword sect. Yeah. I really am a servant. But a servant can also be a bug. Those two things don't conflict. Just like you can be in the golden core stage and also be someone who trips when picking herbs. Identity and traits aren't mutually exclusive. Thanks for providing experiment data. Climb over the wall. Hurry, hurry. Are you done drawing yet? Then you keep going. Once I'm done digging, I'll go back to where I came from. Don't use my front door. There's grass at the front door. The grass will make people trip.
Hey,
Combat report. Mining theft tactic was prevented. Grass. Enemy losses. 1 golden core cultivator's fingerbone. Plus a bump on the forehead from hitting a threshold. The servant in this room didn't participate in the fight. The grass in this room did participate in the grass's fight. SSR rating. Note: the black-robed figure dragged away the stone wall inscription. Gui Yuanzi secretly submitted a second report. The first report was about footprint depth. The second report is about the inscription. He's piecing together a person, not a cultivator. Someone who writes code. Recommend carving more inscriptions later. Switch to the left hand and let Gui Yuanzi ponder for a while. Note 2. White blade's iron filings are left in the golden core cultivator's palm print. It's not poison, it's iron element infiltration. Next time this person uses the same technique, white blade can sense through the iron filings across space. The grass's self-coded function name will be decided later. Recommend not always calling it grass. It has a senior combat rating now. Hey, you leveled up a golden core stage today. Gui Yuanzi sent someone to ask you. I said you're a servant. He didn't believe me, said you're someone with special constitution. 300 years ago he killed a hidden scripture pavilion. Before all 30,000 volumes are searched. Don't let Gui Yuanzi's people see you outside the sect. You. After 57 generations of leaders. Each one covers up old mistakes with new ones. 30,000 years of changes have made mistakes the only truth. Iron Sword Sect's original martial arts manual. The original version must not be altered, must not be spread or shared. Successive leaders of every generation. Why did they change it? Because the founder practiced it correctly, but he couldn't teach it to his disciples. Doing it right is hard. Doing it wrong is easy. Every generation made the manual a little simpler. One step wasn't a big deal. But 30,000 years of small changes piled up. Now it's wrong to the core. No need to change it back. If anyone wants to do it right, go check. The founding master's mistakes have been practiced for 30,000 years. It's become a tradition. You fix code, not tradition. Why don't you change it? Because I'm a tester, not the leader. Testers only find bugs. In my past life, I filed bugs for 3 years. Didn't fix a single one myself. I'm a tester, not a developer. The founder didn't lock the manual to stop edits. He wanted to make sure that 30,000 years later, if someone wanted the original, it would still be there. He left a piece of iron wire, waiting for someone who could sense iron to find it. I wasn't the one who found it. Bai Ren found it. His test case ran for 30,000 years and succeeded today. Tester Shenmo, you're looking for bugs, but you haven't closed any bugs. You only marked them. You're the first in 30,000 years to tag these errors. The system is not the law. The system is just a log. Logs don't fix bugs. They only record who found them. For the record, the founder's surname was Shen. The first version of this system was compiled by him personally. The key is on the cliff wall. You've already obtained his first leaf. No one ever changed the original version since. Here are a few characters that are easily mixed up. A common list of mistakes. I've only written 1 page. Every time you make a change, this list will add a new line by itself. It's growing pretty fast. Looks like my disciples are more diligent than I was. You helped me teach them well. Fixing mistakes takes even more courage than doing it right. It's good, keep going. $30,000 years ago, someone was already waiting for him. 3,000 elite soldiers of the Lian kingdom pressed at the border. Leading them was Tuba the duo, equipped with level 6 fire force. The order arrow could burn a city to the ground. 300 years ago, he used this sword to slaughter the entire border city. Left the sword stuck at the city gate. The flames burned for 3 days. Every copper rivet on the gate melted and flowed into the Huating River. All the squid in the river were boiled. The Tiger Mountain Grand Array hasn't been updated for 3,000 years. Most of the array base has been washed away by rain. It can hold for 1 day. After a day, the base will definitely break. Sigh. Yeah. Let me out. If not, when the formation reverses. Collision detection? Priority is to simplify the formation. Underneath the formation. You can't break through. I can still change direction. You can't, but that's not me. That's code. Code can be changed. Hot patching, updating without downtime. In your cultivation world, you call this defying fate. In the software industry, we call it online hotfix. You drew it backwards. A single stroke trapped 3,000 people. It's not just one stroke. The founder left a reversal interface in the array system. There are 2 exits. The one facing outside was sealed. The iron filings 30,000 years have passed. The iron filings have been washed away by the rain. But the interface is still here.
He attached the blueprint to the last page of the manual.
It was scraped off by a certain sect leader. For 3,000 years, he traced the circuit every day. But he never managed to reach this inward branch. Rust blocked the exit. He always thought it was just a stone-striped or vein. Iron box cliff leaf blade. The 4D iron-based power grid is connected. This isn't spiritual energy transmission. It's purely a physical circuit. The first page of his sword manual starts with the key character. The left half means walk. The right half means start. In the original technique, the key character had an extra vertical stroke. He practiced hard for 300 years, yet didn't know he had written an extra stroke. He practiced the wrong technique for 300 years. Battle report. Enemy trapped, 3,000. Battle duration, 7 days. No losses on our side. Enemy losses. Grave City built as split graves 2 ways. Main force of the enemy blade-wielding laborers squatted at the formation base for 7 days. Did not participate in combat. Note, 1 person escaped. Used thermal physics loophole. Iron anvil machine formation is afraid of high temperatures. This general is listed as number 1 on the outside. Volunteer status. No test fee paid. The root vein of blade is being corrected. Iron powder repeatedly moved in and out of the stone cracks. Purely polished by physical means. Forcefully, right on the stone, polished a surface as smooth as sword aura cuts. This is in 30,000 years. The first to use pure physical methods, a living being that left sword aura level marks. Blade. You use the greatest pressure testing environment of the three realms to grind a bag of nano iron powder. And then you used it to repair a pot. This operation is called technology downscaling in our industry. Grandpa Tuoba said you're a bug. Feng Lan caught a blade of grass barehanded. Is it real? It's exactly this blade of grass. Old ancestor of Mount Song, mid-stage nascent soul, put both hands together. Held blade for half a day sky long. Do you want to try? Free, no snacks required. But you must provide breakfast. Breakfast is provided. What kind of laborer standard porridge for epidemic prevention? You want thick porridge. Bring your own rice then. I won't spar with you. I heard you found 17 mistakes for Feng Yan. Help me find some too. No extra mistakes. Hard to come by. La Yang Nation is at least a formal sect. Better than Feng Yan's manual. Ling Li responded sharply. Made a reverse stroke. Same as the Feng Lei manual. The third page has the same reversed stroke. The angle of the bend is exactly the same. The breathing technique is half a beat slower. Same as the 30,000 misprinted versions of slow technique in Iron Sword Sect's library. Same sort of half beat. Not a typo. That horizontal turning hook in the NI character. The brush tip bends half a finger to the left. Exactly the same as the bias stroke of that old sword scar on the cliff. Not a typo. It's a signature. This left-biased horizontal turning hook stroke is a handwriting habit, not a technique. The earliest batch of sect leaders in the three realms had this signature style. Your sect ancestor and the Iron Sword League's first leader studied under the same master. All have the elegant left-biased horizontal turning hook stroke. Your ancestor's sword is made from the same or as the cliff's sword scar. Blade can distinguish or sources by conductivity. More copper means conducts faster. More silicon means conducts slower. It's sensing the iron base hidden in the handwriting. Signature, Gui Yuanzi. 30,000 years ago, unified revision of the technique book. Only the characters were changed. The iron powder arrangement cannot be deleted. "800-year-old nascent soul patriarch. First time injured by his own attack. His own capillaries ruptured by reverse spiritual force. Entire arm went numb. Bug idea 05. Parry triggers 0.1 seconds before being hit, causing 100% damage. Parry cooldown is about 3 breaths. Instant parry within 1 second. You take the force of your own palm strike. It's not that you're weak. It's actually your technique that's strong. Damage percentage. Parry damage isn't a fixed value. The harder you hit, the harder it bounces back. Want to try it with a sword? If the sword tip rebounds, it might not just numb, it could crack. The parry cooldown window is 3 breaths. Second attack in a combo. If performed within 3 breaths, parry won't trigger. But Shenmue also has phase through parry. During cooldown, phase through takes over. Two bugs interact, yet their cooldowns complement each other seamlessly. Fighting Shenmue means facing two defense systems at once. Breakfast tomorrow is still porridge. Bring your own rice. All right. You can't parry divine stones. Parry is tied to physical collision detection. Divine stones don't register collision volume. But I can force phase through takeover, phase through parry. You've never seen terrain exploitation. Standing at the edge of a cliff, you'll never fall off. I'll show you next time. Unlimited stamina. Discovered last week. I carried 15,000 pounds of stones away. Didn't rest for 3 days. If you want to keep testing, we can find at least 3 more today. No, actually 4. Byren scanned your ink stains while you were flipping through the technique book just now. Used the night scan on your ink marks. Found the iron powder arrangement on page 4 of your book. And silicon iron, which has a different copper iron conductivity than iron sword sex veins. Beating a servant without a spiritual root wouldn't be honorable. If I lose, it's even more disgraceful. In comparison, his bug testing is far more cost-efficient than hiring a weapon refiner by a huge margin. You come to our sect to help find bugs in our technique. I'm a servant, not your tester. You're already helping Iron Sword Spirit. Fenglan comes to you every month to check. Book plus meals. You help Iron Sword Spirit find errors. The sect leader covers your 3 meals. I can provide as well. 3 meals plus a late night snack. Deal, but I'm not leaving Iron Sword Sect. You lost in technique substitution. I'll wait for you in the servant quarters. I don't want to move. Servant quarters testing environment is the most stable. Fewest variables. Changing environment means recalibrating trigger conditions. "17 errors. 14 are the same as Fenglan's book. 3 are unique to your Liang country. The 14 identical errors come from a unified source. Gui Yuanzi's Wanfa sect. They chaired the technique standardization amendment 30,000 years ago. Making errors is easy. Getting it right is hard. One step isn't wrong. 30,000 years of compounding mistakes leads to the root. Repair the 17 errors or not. Practiced with errors for 800 years. Fixing them actually makes you weaker. Fenglan fixed hers. Her cultivation fell by 10%. Not every bug needs fixing. Some bugs are part of your technique itself. Finding bugs lets you know which ones are bugs and which aren't. Once you know, you decide whether to fix them. Testers only provide the report. Report doesn't make decisions for you. You provide meals. I'll come once a month. Next time I'll bring rice. Cross-sect bug testing service. Qijiao Patriarch. 3 breakfast plus or powder supply. Title updated. Qijiao Technique Book page 4. Rebellious iron powder arrangement. Qijiao has torn out the original page 4, hidden in his sleeve. This menial worker is not an ordinary servant. He is the first self-replicating bug in the 3 realms. Before he creates even more bugs, find his source code. In 2 more months, The breakfast stalls at the servants' quarters will switch to a reservation system. Bai Ren, I need you to make a duty schedule for me. You're the chief testing assistant. Scheduling is up to you. Includes the signature of the founder's cavalry here, and the mountainside defensive circuit from 30,000 years ago. Full code is archived without revision. Parry activation log. Archiving complete. Cooldown period confirmed, approximately 3C. Copper and iron conduct electricity quickly. Silicon iron conducts electricity slowly. During the daytime, conductivity differences can identify the source location of the ore. He has memorized the Chixiao cultivation method, analyzing the arrangement of iron filings on every page. The grass is protecting a piece of code deleted 30,000 years ago. Gui Yuanzi already understands the parry. Warned by Wanfa Sek's tracking alert. The moment Chixio's palm triggered a parry, he intercepted a wave peak trace with reverse spiritual energy. He's trying to calculate the rebound angle and cooldown time. Piecing together Shenmo's bug parameter list. These are all test logs. Recording each critical bug's first activation. Chixiao volunteered to join the next test. This is the most unbelievable test in Shenmo's career. Requirement. Can you carry 15,000 pounds? Can you do 10 trips in a day? No need for 10 trips. Just one trip is enough. One trip. Use a backpack. It's not a magic tool. Issued by the servants' quarters. Each servant's dorm comes standard with one. I need to test something. The ore doesn't shrink at the moment it's bagged. It's the bag mouth devouring it. The physical size of the opening doesn't change, but all storage logic is completely overridden. This isn't a space spell. It's an infinite backpack. System refresh. Bug no. Oh, 6. Infinite backpack. Secret report from Wanfa Sect. Warning, ability capacity reached. Unconfirmed warning data uploaded. Restore here. HNG. This is not a magic tool. It's a bug. I changed one line of code in my past life and made the backpack capacity unlimited. After I changed it, I forgot to delete it. I died, but the modified code remained. It came along with me when I crossed over into this world. Before, Gui Yuanzi said, fire is a self-replicating bug. He misunderstood from the very beginning. I was never a self-replicated bug. I come with it myself. Buy at every station. 300 years ago, a servant died in this mine. His surname was Shen. He used to be an old menial at Iron Sword Sect. Back then, Wanfa Sect executed him for heresy. At the entrance to the mine, those who executed him wore Imperial Guard jade swords at their waists. He died smiling, saying he had good luck. He laughed and told you it's not a bug. It looked exactly the same as when it was a function. From now on, never let Wanfa Sect's jade slips detect your movements again. Duan Yuan Formation. A formation specifically designed to destroy iron-based storage spells. Gui Yuanzi sent imperial guards to lay the formation. They want to strip the iron from the ore vein and completely destroy the foundation of the bag's storage capacity. Array formation activation failed. Reason: the core iron base was absorbed before activation. Absorbed by a third party. After being absorbed, the iron element flowed towards the servant's quarters frame. The target now possesses active defense capability. It is advised not to attack the ore vein. Attacking the ore vein is basically giving iron to the grass. You have your own space. You understand it better than I do. Disaster backup main node door frame. Backup 1, the 13th leaf on the cliff wall. Backup 2, or vein iron base. Backup 3, new needle for the pouch. 4 nodes synchronized concurrently. It's not hot backup, it's hot tea, huh? My company's former architect. Worked on distributed solutions for 3 years but never launched. You did it in just over a month. From a single blade of grass to 4-node distributed grass. You even managed to learn clipping along the way. Iron liquid evolution. Essence key, soldering pot. Infinite backpack. Only adds, never deletes. Original text erased over 30,000 years. Destroyed formation diagrams. Even bloodstains from 300 years ago. All archived here. Reconstruct this world. All forcibly deleted traces still survive here. That night, all Wamfa sect tracking at the mine and the back mountain. Warning signals were simultaneously reset. Gui Yuanzi actively terminated tracking for the first time. What he fears isn't the dead, but that pouch that can restore every record. It could restore all 417 erased names on his register. Bring them all back. All of Gui Yuanzi and Hua Ming's 117 points are fully recoverable. Not even a bit is real. How much can your pouch hold? No idea. It's bottomless. Could it fit the entire Iron Sword sect? Never tested, but theoretically yes. As long as the iron base array in the ore vein keeps supplying power, the capacity of the pouch won't decrease. The iron in the vein was bought by the first sect leader 30,000 years ago.
He said this iron could last 300,000 years.
There's still over 200,000 years left. Servant Shenmo gets 500 work points. Servant House Doorframe Grass, work points A and B signed. Original version is complete. Erroneous version is also complete. For 30,000 years, no one has ever possessed both complete versions at the same time. Not just techniques, but also all the original texts that were scraped off. Erased signatures, torn array diagrams. Bloodstains on the pieces of cloth from the diagrams. What's in your backpack is more than the 30,000 scrolls in Iron Sword Sect's library. Use recorded book to take over forcibly. Clipping parry belt. Countless tests. Suggested next phase test subject. Book is more stable than martial arts. White classmate. You can now do environmental monitoring. Is the next step writing a thank operations manual? A nobody west of Ling Kingdom. 10,000 person mountain region single heir. 7th generation sect leader and only servant Ling Han. Early fusion stage. The 7th grade weapon sword in his hand is the sole vessel for the lifelong sword intents of every past sect leader before they painted. Every crack adds one more line. Every layer goes deeper into his sword intent. In 300 years, he has never lost a single match, and never made even the smallest mistake. But today, 300 years later, he is still trapped at the early fusion stage, because his sword moves are too perfect. He could never find the answer on this void drift. Come in, the door's not locked. The lock has been broken for almost half a year. Just push it open. Does my swordsmanship have a bug? Are you saying your swordsmanship has absolutely no bugs, right? You've perfected every move in the sword manual. Never made a mistake. Yes, and that's your bug. You haven't made a single mistake in 300 years. So you haven't triggered a bug in 300 years? No system updates for 300 years. Your technique version is still from 300 years ago. That's right, but it's outdated. To get stronger, you need to make mistakes. Correct it once. After fixing it once, you'll be a little stronger than before. If you don't make mistakes, you don't change. Your sword manual isn't a technique. It's the sword manual cross-checking itself. Your sword sheathing speed is flawless. 0 mistakes. 0 errors. So 0 improvement fuck. Can it be fixed? No, a bug isn't a mistake. A bug means the system forgot to define what's correct. To fix a bug, you must first define what is correct. Turn the unknown into known. In your cultivation world, it's called enlightenment. Why is the last page of your sword manual blank? It's not that the first sect leader didn't write it.
He was waiting for his successors to improve it through iteration.
To write it themselves. For 300 years, no one has flipped past it. Not because of lack of skill, but because it was too perfect. So perfect there was no need for iteration, which meant no one ever had the chance to write a new page. What the first sect leader left wasn't a blank page. It was draft paper. Help me find bugs in my sword. There's a problem with your sword's quenching temperature. The yin force inside the blade wasn't fully released. When your master sealed the sword, he tempered it. Didn't wait for the blade to cool before putting it back in the furnace. The internal stress left a micro crack at the sword tip. A 0.02 second parry takes you 0.1 seconds. Judging makes your sword a fifth slower. At the fusion stage, a fifth of a parry window is enough for your opponent to teleport behind you 3 times. How do you know this? Because I tested swords in my past life. I parried over 1,000 times. Examined the tip every time I parried. There's a very fine line on your sword tip, next to the 7th crack. That's not the sword intent of the sect leader of strength. That's your own. It's not concealment. It's a cognitive blind spot. The temperature difference from the ring of fire caused the micro crack. 0.02 seconds is enough to thrust halfway during foundation establishment. Enough for a full thrust at the golden core stage. At your level, 0.02 seconds is enough for an opponent to teleport behind you. This is a spirit mark left by my master. That's not a spirit mark. It's a crack left during quenching. He didn't know. 30,000 years ago, no one understood quenching. Even the first sect leader didn't understand. That's why he didn't write it in the sword manual. It's not concealment. It's a cognitive blind spot. Now, there's a blade of grass that understands iron better than you do. Its leaves contain more iron than your sword tip. Why not ask it? It's learning. It can even deduce the internal metal structure by analyzing vibration frequencies. A single blade of grass is running ultrasonic non-destructive testing on a fusion stage sword, Cultivator's life-bound spirit sword. For 3 whole days, Baron's roots infused iron ions into the crystalline interface of the crack, performing low-temperature thermal diffusion repair. The sword body didn't heat up. The enormous thermal load was precisely distributed across the entire network, repairing the sword collaboratively. You found my first bug. It took 300 years to discover. This crack cost me 30 years of cultivation. Will you pay me back? Why should I? No need. But when you take on disciples in the future, the first lesson isn't sword practice. It's error finding. Once they found one mistake, then you teach the next thing. In Wanrenshen, you accept only one disciple per generation. If the next one is another flawless, mistake-free type, you'll harm them for 300 years. You have to teach the next person that making mistakes isn't shameful. Mistakes are more correct than perfection. What is this, exactly? It's the most basic method in the software iteration industry. Your cultivation method doesn't need to be scrapped. Just find each bug, one at a time, and fix them one by one. The first sect leader's blank page isn't the final draft. It's an iteration log. So you make mistakes first, circle them, and mark corrections alongside. A slightly more correct version. Draft paper isn't a final draft. He left the remaining empty space for his future self. A direction unchanged for 300 years was changed for the first time today. The grass learned to measure ice. It absorbed freezing frequencies during refining and recorded them in the tortoise machine's memory. From now on, whenever anyone with ice-type spiritual power approaches, this twin-veined Gi leaf will deactivate early. In the 3 realms, Baron's Jade Sword used ion diffusion for the first time to repair ice cracks inside ice-type components. 3 days required, 5 charged. There's no iron taste in tonight's kanji. There's just a faint hint of ice-type residue that was passed down from the first sect leader of Wanrenshen to Lin Han's master, then passed into my sword, into that old bit of blood. Tonight's kanji has ice residue grass. No charge, gates wide open. No envoys. No ultimatums. Number 1 in the 3 realms. Guianzi, a transcendent stage cultivator, has come in person. The transcendent stage spiritual pressure held no intent to attack, but it made the air throughout the mountain feel viscous. Baron kept checking to see if the other party was an enemy. The instinct of the grass felt an unprecedentedly massive presence. I heard your sect has a menial labor cultivation method. Its system doesn't match the orthodox path. I'm here to see if it's a demon or a human. The iron leaf sensed on Guianzi a highly discordant residual signal. For 300 years, the 417 abrasive frequencies have oscillated through iron's conductivity all at once. A blade of grass is scanning a murderer stained with the fresh blood of 417 people. The kanji is watery. If you want it thick, bring your own rice. But judging by your look, you didn't come for kanji. It doesn't necessarily depend on whether you're a demon. If you are, I'll kill. If not, then all the more reason to kill. 300 years ago, Iron Sword Sect also had a menial laborer. He wasn't a demon. He just had a special physique. The cultivation method didn't work on him. At the time, I thought, if the method didn't work on him, he could find its flaws. If he could, so could others. So I killed him. He wasn't the first, nor the last. You're here to kill me. I'm here to confirm. Wei Yuanzi didn't use any cultivation technique. He just calmly touched Shenmo's body, like flipping through archived files, and revealed his transmigration mark. Your cultivation system truly doesn't belong to this world. But you're not a monster. You're just an ordinary person from another world. You know about transmigration. 300 years ago, that servant from your Iron Sword sect was also Mo Yi's birthmark. I was the one who killed him. His record number was miscellaneous 32-1 Shen. Every transmigrator has this. You said every transmigrator has a birthmark. That servant from 300 years ago also had one. But I retrieved his torn cloth pieces from the bag. Only blood remained on his cloth. There were no laws. Transmigrator Gui Yuanzi. You killed the wrong person. He wasn't a transmigrator. He belonged to this world. An occasional case of abnormal physique. He could exploit loopholes in the laws without transmigrating. You killed him not because he was heretical, but because he proved that ordinary people can also question whether hosts are unique. Transmigrators. That murder 300 years ago wasn't heresy. Removal. It belonged to Gui Yuanzi. Personal record number 32. Reclassified as wrongful killing after first review. You always knew. You knew 300 years ago he wasn't a transmigrator. You rose suspected, not recorded. You swallowed your doubts, then kept killing. Killed up to 417. Because stopping meant facing. That the first one was a wrongful death. You didn't dare stop. You wrote down the reason every time you killed. You can't remember how many people you've killed. But you remember every crime. You archived them. Just like over 30,000 years, generations of sect leaders archiving mistakes in cultivation methods. You think this is management? Not about evil. You've brought management to its peak. But what you manage is human life. Crime, cultivation defects. How did he question it? He asked a question during the cultivation revision meeting. After unifying the cultivation methods, what happens to the original lineage of each sect? I said unify. There are standards for cultivation methods. To ensure the path of cultivation doesn't stray from the true way. He said if the first generation method was the true way. Are we cultivating the original method now? He was right. The original method is the right one. What we're cultivating has always been versions, mistakenly revised by generations from the original method. But if we admit that, the only standard for cultivation is the original version, not the revised one, I couldn't out-argue you. So I killed him. That servant from 300 years ago. He, like you, wasn't afraid of me. He wasn't a transmigrator. I knew. But he was the first person unafraid of me.
His lack of fear made me fearful.
Because I was scared, I killed him. Today I'm scared again. But I can't kill you now. Your grass grows faster than my ascension stage. This door has never been locked. 300 years ago. It was already here. Today is day 12. Every day he uses his fingernails to copy a page from the 300-year management manual onto the wall. Spent 417 days redrawing the justice for his own sins. The key to this door was destroyed by Gui Yuanzi 300 years ago. The door has never been locked. He always thought he could get out. He just didn't dare try. You told me before, your bug is called card type. Standing with half a foot on the cliff's edge. As long as you don't move forward, you'll never fall. He didn't move forward for 300 years. His door was never locked either. This key can't open any door. But he was the first one to test and conclude that some doors don't need keys, just a push. Test subject, Gui Yuanzi. Test duration, 300 years. Conclusion, cultivation method can be unified. Mistakes cannot be erased. Roster fully archived. Bug type, dead code. Recommendation, keep archiving, no need to repair. Happiness, but not tonight. Tonight, let's cook some porridge first. The world's underlying laws have automatically triggered deep-level rejection. The entire mountain's spiritual power circuits are being forcibly recalibrated. This is not an attack. This is authorization for the rule technique. Guanze's manifestation talisman. By accident, it became the key to unlocking the law's low-level debug interface. A rust-colored mark. A machine of the same origin as Bai Ren is forcibly linking up. The divine seal detected a traversal mark. Activation successful. This mark is the interface connecting every traverser to the world's rules. The host is the only one who successfully intervened. Bai Ren, I am not gibberish. I am a development tool. Not an error. A testing platform. The world's underlying logic is complete. I just lack a user manual. The manual is in the law book. Follow me. The rules tree is not on the doorframe. System prompt. The host is not a bug. Is a second-generation debugging tool. The first generation was the original sect leader. Bai Ren doesn't count. Bai Ren is just grass. Through the mark, the rule's core reveals true essence. Errors corrected over generations turned into dead leaves. Guianze is like a worm in the law tree, patching loopholes with massive spiritual power. Forcibly shaping dead rules to appear functional. I was lucky. A menial worker from 300 years ago. No mark. He was just someone with a unique constitution birthed by the world itself. Guianze killed him because he proved ordinary people could touch the loopholes in rules. The rule technique kept no record. But the mark remains in the deepest place, forever remembering that last message and the fingerprint of an ordinary person. Guianze grafted the dead leaf override onto the treetop, blocking 30,000 years of new growth in this world. Bai Ren's roots go deep into the foundation, not cutting it down, but replacing it. Iron doesn't block light. Iron conducts electricity. New sprouts beneath the canopy can finally grow. Tonight, Bai Ren is not on the doorframe. Its roots are all immersed in the law's foundation. 17 leaves, precisely interfacing with anti-shell and AMO storage on the model ship, as well as 17 disaster recovery nodes for various rules. The grass, in its own way, quietly patches up this scarred world. The first sect master was not from 30,000 years ago. The original sect leader lingered here for 270,000 years. Buried iron ore to power the world. This world's base logic has been iron-based circuitry since the very first day. For 300,000 years, iron veins have never run dry. Byron, I am not a second-generation tester. I am third generation. The zeroth generation was that menial worker. No name. Only a fingerprint left behind. First generation was the original sect leader. No name. Only iron left behind. As the third generation, I have a name. A system panel. A chief testing assistant. And a distributed disaster recovery network. I'm the only one with grass. The environments before were too primitive. How can you test bugs without grass? Bug 000 fixed. Now archived. No need to patch. Buried for 300 years. Yet not buried after all. New signal source detected. Unknown coordinates. Beyond the current known rules. Non-iron-based conductivity is higher than iron. Special testing recommended.